I sent you into the world as sheep among wolves. Little Red Riding Hood. Some of us in the world are sheep. We are the white spirit. And some people are the black eyes of the dog. Jesus called a woman a dog and said, I didn't come to save you. I came to save the lost sheep of Israel. When Jesus speaks of white bread, white lamb, white pearl, white holy dove, this is a particular type of human, a spirit. And some people are the white and some people are the black. And this is not about skin color. This is about what a person looks like on the spirit realm. I've seen people with white skin have pure black eyes. And they go to church and they love the cross, but they probably don't care about the Holy Spirit. And they feed off of sheep. They feed off of the white plasma. Even St. Christopher was a dog-faced human. You've got to wonder if this was like an astral thing. Satan, is a dog-faced deity. But when I was really asking my higher self, okay, who's the wolf? Fenrir eats the Son of God. Who are the wolves and who are the sheep? We have to go back to Norse mythology. And it's not just Fenrir, but Freya and Freyr both owned warthogs, and they ruled over elves. And these elves were dark elves and light elves. I noticed that the light elves are called Lósálfar, and the dark elves are called Dókálfars. I noticed how the Dókálfars sound like doke, doke, dog. Macrocosmically, there is a science about black holes versus white holes. And this takes us to the black inverted Fibonacci sequence versus the crystal spiral. The crystal spiral is based on multiplication. So it has an X. There's always an X involved with the crystal spiral, I'm noticing, and the number 10. It really hit me that we're not dealing with flesh and blood. We're fighting principalities and powers. When I watched a show about prison guards in Alabama and how they would brutally abuse the prisoners. And it was so brutal. And you know there's a church on every corner in the South, that it just hit me. There are people who are wolves. They are sons and daughters of Satan, and they go to church every Sunday. But they feed off of you, and they feed off of your loosh. And people don't understand, why are these people who are in control? You know, why don't they have rehabilitation centers and proper mental hospitals and proper food and proper care for our children and for all of the abuse? It's because the ones who rule this world, Satan the dog, they feed off of pain, misery, suffering. They want you to be worthless. They want you to be bad. They want you addicted. They want you perverted. They want you lost. They want you sad. They want you unhealthy. So you know it's the dogs, and you can tell by the fruit of their tree. Which takes us to the reading that we did live. And this reading revealed that the person that we read for, Carmen, is a white lamb who was sent to turn into a lion. And so if you are a white sheep, white lamb, and you have that white plasma, then you're not a predator. You're not here to feed off of other people. You're here to strengthen something that is within you so that when you finish this reality, you turn into a lion. From a lamb to a lion, you become a mirror of Christ, the master that walks on water, the master of the net. Net spelled backwards is 10, this X number that we're seeing a lot. This letter X representing the number 10, male and female, 1 and 0. And Spirit is kind of telling y'all, it's the story of like Superman. where you came from a place and the place was either destroyed or your embryo was cut and you weren't strong enough to be able to handle being immortal. So you came to this world to be raised by dogs like Remus and Romulus. And you came to decide whether you want to be a wolf or a vampire. I found it interesting on Twilight when Bella was 18 years old when she became a vampire. And I noticed that everyone who is a vampire has a gift. And you can't be a vampire unless you have a gift or a power. And that's the same story of Jesus. He said, if you believe me, you can be as powerful as me and more. So in order to drink my blood and live forever, as Jesus said, you have to step into a power. And then that power brings you to immortality. But the other decision is to have loyalty to religion, family, the world, and just reincarnate. You don't have to have power because you get to have a pack of people who love you and support you. You get to feed off of other people and be mean to them. So if you're a dark elf, you are a Dokalfar. And Dok is the dog. And dog is 19:7 or Dok is 19:11, 9/11. And the white ones are called luminaries also. The Losalfars are luminaries. And they don't hurt anyone. They're here to balance the universe and become more than human. Strengthen something within them. Learn not to give their white plasma away, right, to dogs. So y'all become oracles and learn to see the unseen world. And Little Red Riding Hood, oh, grandmother, what big eyes you have. What big teeth you have, grandmother. And your own family may be a wolf feeding off of you. And you have to see with that third eye who people are. We don't fight flesh and blood. We fight principalities and powers. And when you are of age, between 17 and 18 years old, spiritually, some of us are just entering into the number 17, which is the queen. When you are between 17 and 18 years old, notice on Stranger Things, they graduated in 1989. 89 is 17. You're going to choose. You're going to choose between the vampire or the wolf. And the wolf is being okay with the process of reincarnation. And the vampires aren't okay with it. They want to continue growing and continue, and they're so much so that they're willing to follow God so closely that they're willing to leave the world behind. And the world is the wolf.